Hi guys, welcome back. Today what I'm going to do is review and compare the brand new Ping G425 hybrids and the new crossover. You might have this dilemma where you don't know whether to go for the hybrid or you don't know whether to have the crossover because it's more of an iron. Today we're going to compare the two, find out exactly what each one gives you, hopefully help you decide which one you're going to go for next. If you enjoyed today's video, please do smash that like button down below. It really does help the channel. If you haven't already and you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below, and the little bell icon next to it will notify you of every new video I post. Let's get started. So here we have the new G425 hybrid, 3 hybrid, 19 degrees, and new G425 crossover, which is exactly how it's named, a crossover between an iron and a hybrid. You get 19 degrees aloft with the hybrid and 20 degrees aloft with the crossover. So it'll be really interesting to see what the difference is in the flights of these two golf clubs. Both have got the Alta CB 70 gram stiff shafts. So let's have a little hit with the hybrid first and see how it goes. So starting with the hybrid, obviously very traditional looks in terms of hybrids down behind the ball, very plain on top, not a lot of sort of details or sort of characteristics on top other than just 3 little lineup dots, but actually a really nice clean looking golf club. You have got a little bit of technology in the head. You've got face wrap technology on the face, which basically means the face extends a little bit into the crown, which helps it flex a little bit more, which helps the ball speeds get a little bit higher. You also get what you call spin consistency. That's harder than you think to say. Basically it helps with a more consistent spin off the club face depending on where you hit it in the club face, which again is going to hopefully give you a little bit more consistent distance and reaction when it hits the greens. Let's give it a hit. So like I said, 19 degrees loft. So yeah, really good looking club down by the ball, really clean. Like I said, 3 dots line up the ball on the top of the crown. Otherwise there's nothing else on there. No more turbulators in these clubs. Well, that's a really nice feel straight off the bat. I did used to own the G series hybrid in these, so quite a few models old now, but I absolutely loved it. This does give the same kind of feel off the face. It's just winning the basket. It's just so easy to hit. Really easy to launch that. Nice sort of spring off the face, but still with a solid kind of feel. Just gives you confidence when you set up to this. Beautiful. Sits nice, doesn't sit closed or open, it's just very, very neutral. A bit lower in the face, that one, but it still gets up in the air, still travelling the distance, and I think that's probably going to have a good bit of stopping power on it as well when it lands. So really, really good so far. It's making me want one. Pop that one up a little bit, staying online really well. Really nice. Let's hit a couple more and then we'll have a little look at the crossover. Oh, that's the toey one. You can see the shape just really starts quite straight but then just really goes hard right to left. See, launch was pretty good, 13 degrees. Let's hit one more. A little bit lower in the face again. Forgiveness wise, it's certainly not dropping off. It's getting out to 2 to 210, 220, no problem at all. Feels very forgiving, very consistent. Doesn't really matter in a way where I hit it in the club face. It gets up in the air and it goes the sort of distances I need it to go. So as hybrids go, really, really good. So let's switch it now for the crossover. They're much more like an iron, this one obviously with the design. So top edge is very much thin, absolutely no depth to it at all. This is a much more sleek design compared to the last crossover as well. That last one was quite chunky. I never really liked the feel of it, but this one, let's see how it goes. It doesn't sit closed or open again. There's very, very little offset in the hosel. You see that, so you get this kind of light colour on the cover. It really frames the ball nicely between the two kind of edges on the toe and heel, which are much darker. That was a little bit low in the club face, that one. Loud as you like off the face, as you'd expect, sort of hollow design. That's a better strike. That's a nice shot. Go in. Very, very similar in distance, so it's not like I'd have to make a choice between these two when it comes to which one goes further. It's just which one do I feel like I can trust more. So technology in the crossover actually is quite simple. You get a tungsten weight in the toe of the club. You see that there. So that tungsten weight basically increases MOI of the club by 6.5%, which is going to equate to a more forgiving club and more consistency. So in this crossover you get a much thinner club face, which is a steel club face in front of a hollow head. So the idea with that is you get high ball speeds, nice high flights, softer landing shots. You know, it's really just trying to help get that ball up in the air. They've really built this to try and fit the gap between your long iron of maybe probably a 5 iron and your fairway wood. So they really are trying to offer some different things for you other than just a hybrid. Although it feels loud off the face, it does come off really well. Like for me, I feel like a massive improvement on this compared to the previous crossovers that they brought out. And that wasn't out the middle completely, but it's really done well. So certainly a forgiving club, even though it's not that kind of traditional hybrid design. Oh, there's the high one. High right. It's still getting there for distance, over 200 carry. Well, that's going to be a little bit higher launch probably. Let's do a little quick compare between the two and see which one I think might be best. So that is really, really interesting. I was expecting the hybrid to launch higher and the iron to launch a bit lower, but probably to get similar distances out of them. When we actually look at them, that iron is launching 2 degrees, just under 2 degrees higher than the hybrid. The hybrid is coming off a little bit quicker, so you're getting 137 mile an hour ball speed compared to 134, and the spins are almost identical at 3,700 compared to 3,800. In distance terms, that's a carry of 214 with a hybrid. Put that down to the higher ball speed really, and then the carry with the iron is 210. Just that slightly lower ball speed, probably losing it 4 yards. So when it comes to the numbers, there really isn't a lot to choose between the two of them other than 4 yards of carry. So summing these two clubs up is really difficult. There's not a lot wrong with either of them. You know, if you're comparing them like for like to each other, there's not one that you say, well, you have to choose that one because it's clearly better, because both of them are doing a very similar job in terms of the numbers. What I would kind of recommend is really, if you are a fan of hybrids, there are not going to be too many on the market, I would imagine, that are better than the Ping G425. It feels really good, it looks really good, and it performs just as well as I'd imagine any others will do. You get the adjustable hosel in there as well. I should have mentioned that in the technology. So you can adjust the loft from where it starts at 19 degrees. I just feel a little bit more powerful using the hybrid, and almost I feel like if I'm having a bit of an off day with my strike, the hybrid's going to just help me out that little bit more. Whereas the crossover, when you get it out the middle and you're hitting it even slightly off the center, it's going to do a really, really good job in terms of forgiveness and keeping the ball speeds up, keeping the distances up. I feel like the hybrid is going to give me that little bit more consistency. But if someone gave me either one of them, I think they both do a really good job. If you are a fan of irons and you don't really like the look of woods or hybrids, the crossover is a fantastic choice to go for because it's very, very forgiving. It's, like I said, it's much sleeker design this year compared to previous crossovers, which does make you just think it is just an iron you're hitting. It's not kind of a hybrid or a hollow club. Feel-wise, I would just give it to the hybrid. It is just a little bit nicer feel in my opinion. You get a much firmer, harsher noise off the crossover, but if you like that kind of thing and you might have some irons with that sort of feel, then the crossover will fit in really well. Between the two, go and get fitted, try them both, because again, until you hit them, you really don't know which one's going to be best for you and which one you prefer. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that video, please do smash that like button down below. And if you haven't already and you're new here, please do hit that subscribe button too with the little bell icon, and you get notified for every new video I post. If you want to see more reviews like this and other videos, do comment down below what you want to see. Any comparisons, any sort of head-to-heads, comment below, let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.